You are now a loyal follower of the Villain District Podcast.
What do you say we watch some trailers?
You know, some good trailers have come out. Some exciting trailers. I'll take back the good. I will reserve judgment until after we're watching them. But for those people listening, you know that we like the genre pictures.
Superheroes.
Yeah, we like genre pictures, as you would call it. And so we got a couple of exciting trailers this week, if you haven't been keeping up.
Yeah.
So we got...
Well, I think Civil War came out last week.
Okay, yeah, that was last week. Yeah, well,
there's
you know.
that.
Yeah, you know. All
There's
right.
that.
So Captain America: Civil War, Captain America 3 came out. So we gonna watch that one first.
Yeah, let's watch that one
So
first.
you won't hear it, but if you want to pull it up, listeners, on your box, your magical Apple box or your PC box.
Yeah, you can watch along with us.
Yeah.
Unless you're driving, which
It'll
you
be-
are. You're driving.
Yeah, you're driving.
We've
So
established long ago that
Yeah.
you guys just drive.
you guys, that's right.
Okay.
Just
so
drive.
you've had enough time to pull it up, and
Yeah.
we're gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1.
The following preview has been approved. I'm glad about that. First of all,
You and me both.
all right.
All right, Bucky Barnes.
So yeah, we open up on a shot of Bucky Barnes looking particularly disheveled.
Oh, he remembers.
Yeah,
He remembers.
he remembers Cap's mom. Oh, explosions happening. So the tone of this trailer seems kind of
Kind of like the Bourne movies.
yeah, for
or
sure.
like
It looks like they're taking that sort of Winter Soldier feel and making it more
bigger.
more big and more like action spy as opposed to political thriller.
Yeah.
But
Unlimited power, no supervision.
yeah,
I'm curious to see what people are going to think of this who haven't read the Civil War comic book.
oh the superhero registration,
yeah.
or
It makes sense.
however they put it. Yeah, of course. If you got people with crazy powers running around, I mean, I want them on file.
Yeah.
So
So the gist of it is, if you don't want any spoilers,
yeah,
Captain America is like, no, I can keep doing this. It's my right to do this.
to be a superhero without oversight.
being
Yeah,
right. And Iron Man's like, yeah, dog, listen, some bad stuff's happened. In that last big movie where we're all together, it's kind of my fault how many people died and stuff.
Right,
I
right.
think that it's okay to be registered with some sort of governing force
Yeah.
other than S.H.I.E.L.D., because S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gone, right?
Shield, I think, is gone. Yeah. So you get some great. This trailer has some really awesome action sequences in it.
Yeah.
If you're watching it along with us.
I have a really good feeling about the action sequences in this
Yeah.
movie because, hold on, let's give it. So it's Captain America and Bucky just beating the tar out of Iron Man. That looks pretty good. I don't have whole lot of bad to say about
No,
it.
that looks good.
But I will say, as far as those action sequences go,
Yeah.
Winter Soldier was the first superhero movie that I had seen
Yeah.
that made me believe that Captain America was a super soldier.
Right.
The way
Yeah.
that he moved and punched and jumped and threw his shield was
Yeah.
like there was impact. I don't know if it
Yes.
was probably a mixture between just really good sound
Sound design was important for
and
that. Yeah.
really good sound design and just like exaggeration in the movements, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. But you believed. I mean, it walked that.
You'll believe a man can fly.
You'll believe a man can punch another man really hard. It was a nice balance of, as you said, he's a super soldier, right? So he's not doing things that are completely impossible for humans to do. Humans can punch each other, right? Maybe,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
They
But-
can't do what he does with the shield, but
No, they can't do that stuff. But like when he punches people or kicks people or whatever, as you say, exaggerated movements and sound design make it seem like he has, 70% more power than any
Right.
other human being does.
and
it's not complete. It doesn't feel like complete fantasy.
Right.
It
And
feels like he's just outside
so
the spectrum.
The Russo brothers directed that movie, right?
Yes,
and they're
Winter
directing.
Soldier.
Or they've directed Civil War as well.
Yes, they're doing Civil War.
So I'm excited to see just the rest of the Avengers with
Yeah.
that kind of
Yes. That
mindset, that feel.
yeah.
Even Iron Man.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's going to matter too for people who are into these movies because the Russo brothers are doing
Infinity War.
yeah,
Yeah, they are.
doing both of those, aren't they?
I believe so.
Yep,
As of now, they are.
for sure. So that looks good. You get your first glimpse of Falcon in this movie.
Yeah. Did you read the superhero act, or what am I trying to say?
Oh yeah, the legislation.
The
that they show.
legislation.
I don't remember what it was called.
Did you read it? Like they put it online?
Oh, really?
Last week? Yeah.
the full the actual.
Yeah.
pretend-
It's a small paragraph,
Oh,
but
that's
it's
fun.
like,
yeah.
I will hereby and therefore do this, and then it's got all the names of the Avengers with lines above it to where they're supposed to sign.
Yeah, right.
And like Anthony Stark, and
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting.
is.
That's fun. So that's super smart. Another good move by Marvel.
Yeah.
In terms of getting people hyped. You get to see Black Panther in this.
yep,
Right.
Mhm. Well, you see, you don't get to see his face,
Not
but
his face, but you get to see
you
him
see
in
his
costume.
mask, yeah.
And then apparently people have picked out Crossbones somewhere in the trailer.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I didn't
then,
see him.
And then also, yeah, I didn't either. And then also, you can see Martin Freeman, who I don't know if we know who he's playing. John Watson from Sherlock.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
You get to
who's
see him in
playing.
there. Cap walks up to him at some point, but
Okay.
no, I think it looks good. I
yeah.
think it's gonna be fun. That's not
And
very deep.
just a reminder for those of you
analysis.
who haven't been following, the newest version of a very young Spider-Man / Peter Parker
Yes.
will make an appearance in this movie,
All right, so well, I'll come back to that. Never mind.
as well as Mr. Ant-Man is going to be
right, yes.
make an appearance in this movie.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
I think
really
he
cool.
takes a Captain America side, maybe.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure, but I think I read an interview or heard about Paul Rudd and Chris Evans
Yeah.
being on set together, and how this Ant-Man character, what's his name, Scott Lang,
Yeah.
is such a fan of.
Oh, right,
Captain
right. Yes,
America.
I did hear about that. Yeah, yeah.
I
yeah.
forget, there was something
Yeah.
to that, but I forget what it was.
Yeah, no, I remember that. He's, yeah, that sounds right. So he's probably on Captain America's side.
Mm-hmm.
So the gist again is, Captain America does not want to be registered with the government, which is interesting and a cool turn that the
It
comics
works.
did.
It works
It
because
does work.
because America's not what it was when
No.
he was in
It's
his.
not 1940s,
Right, it's
and
not-
early 50s. Well, he didn't even make it to the early 50s, but it's not 1940s. We're all in this together
Yeah,
to take down the evil Nazis.
But what I'm
America.
so excited about in this movie is the fact that you're probably going to teeter-totter on which side you're on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I hope
'Cause
so. Yeah.
In the comic books, it's like it. I feel like it kind of hinted toward Captain America kind of being the hero
Yeah,
because he
yeah,
was
yeah.
this underdog trying to fight for his right.
Sure, yeah.
But at the same time, Captain America has every right to feel the way he does.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Wait, Captain America or Iron Man?
I'm sorry, Iron Man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because like,
Oh, yeah, he
in the
does.
beginning of the comic book,
Yeah.
it sparked from this group of very young superheroes who have powers. They're just kids,
Right.
basically blowing something up and
Sure.
dying and killing people, and it's all an accident. But they're like, okay, enough is enough. There's too many of these. Like the Avengers have inspired all these people to do these crazy things, and at what point can we? At what point do we say enough is enough?
Right. I mean, you have to have. Yeah. I mean, if this kind of thing were real, and I mean, it sort of is. You could draw some sort of parallel with some issues. I mean, you could talk about like gun control and stuff.
Yeah.
How much can we just trust individuals? I mean, it's especially potent this week, unfortunately. But like, how much can you just trust deadly force to individuals and not have any sort of oversight for them?
Right.
And so I think this movie's gonna be interesting on a lot of like thematic levels.
Yeah. And I think we have Zack Snyder to thank for this movie getting made,
Oh, interesting.
because
Interesting.
I was, as soon as I heard of or saw the movies Winter Soldier and the Phase 2
Yeah.
Marvel movies,
Marvel
I'm like,
films.
it'd be so fantastic to see Civil War on the big screen.
Yeah, yeah.
And I even remember thinking, like, it could work. Like, there's
Yeah.
enough tension in
Yep.
Avengers 1 between
Yeah.
Cap and Iron Man
Yeah, there
to make
is.
it work. And then, I didn't think of it, but, like, DC's making Batman versus Superman.
Oh, yeah.
And Marvel has built
Yep.
an empire on these two characters that weren't
Yep.
that popular. Sure, Captain America is popular in comic books.
Yeah, but
But as far as
No.
Captain America and Iron Man
he
in
and Batman
pop
popular.
culture,
Yeah.
they weren't that until,
No.
you know, Kevin Feige and the whole crew
Yep.
made them so.
Yeah, sure.
So it makes so much sense to tie in a Cap versus Iron Man
Absolutely.
to compete with a Batman versus Superman.
Yep, it does. Yeah, no, it totally makes sense, and also it's nice that it worked out this way. I don't know how long I don't know if this is a response to them doing Batman versus Superman.
I think so. It's been like,
Yeah,
what, 2.5 years since they announced Batman
Oh,
versus
that's
Superman.
True. That's true. Yeah.
So- That's the great thing about Marvel is they make decisions and they just do it.
that's true.
They don't wait around. They just make those
That's
movies.
true. They make the thing because
They decide.
when did
Yeah.
the comic book come out? Civil War. Probably 2005,
Yeah,
something
so
like
like
that.
10 years ago.
So yeah, that's a quick turnaround for something to be a comic book and then have a film made about it. I mean, the Batman vs Superman, which we're getting ready to watch, is in part based on a comic book that came out the year we were born.
86,
So,
baby.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a slow turnaround. Not that one's bad and one's good, but
Yeah.
it is interesting that they have. And then Winter Soldier came out in the 2000s sometime. I don't remember,
Right.
2006 maybe or something. But
A little later, I think.
maybe so. Anyway, so nevertheless, it's going to be a cool movie. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun.
And again, I think there's a little less to talk about with Civil War. It looks Marvel's
good, yeah.
built their brand. Like,
Yeah.
I know. Here's something that really perturbed, annoyed me
Okay.
when I heard they were making Civil War.
Yeah.
I got on Reddit, and people were upset. People were upset.
Wait.
They're gonna mess up the comic book.
Oh,
They're gonna
man.
ruin Civil War.
Dude.
What does that even mean?
Dude,
Like,
what are you
the
talking
comic
about?
book will. First of all,
You think they're going to come to your house and take your comic book from you? Like,
yeah,
no.
And second of all, like, if they made Civil War page for page,
Yeah.
what
I-
we
yeah.
know that story.
Of
We know
course.
how that works. We know what
Yeah.
that would look like. We know what it would be like. We can
Exactly.
imagine it as well as watch it.
Yep. Exactly.
So
well, and read Winter Soldier, which is a great story in the comics. It's a great story.
yeah,
And then watch the film. You lose nothing, and you actually get a story that's based on those themes.
right.
That
it
works
fits inside
more,
of the world. Yeah.
it fits inside of the world, and also it's more appropriate to the medium. It's a film. It's
Uh-huh.
not just a visual, like a not visualization, but it's not just a moving comic book. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
It's a film.
So come on,
So yeah,
guys.
come on, get with it, guys.
If you're
Plus-
still upset about it, like you get another
Plus,
you
man.
get Cap and Iron Man in a movie fighting
Yeah.
each other. You don't have to watch it.
exactly. I mean, they could be making.
You're gonna watch it.
You're gonna watch it.
You're gonna watch it.
I mean, they could still be making what? They could still be making Daredevil. You know what I mean? They could still be
Yeah.
making movies like that, or Green Lantern or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People.
Well, Green Lantern. What's interesting about Green Lantern is Green Lantern was a response to Iron Man,
oh, I know. Yeah,
which
yeah.
is crazy.
It is crazy.
And I watched Green Lantern again recently, and there are parts of that movie that I really like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate Green Lantern,
but there are parts of that movie that are just real bad.
yeah, definitely.
Like the flashback sequence
Yeah.
of him on the Air Force.
Like the runway kind of thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we
bad.
could be getting that. We could be getting Batman and Robin style movies.
Right.
Don't complain, y'all. It's a good time to be into this stuff.
Yeah.
And so with that said, so we also got just yesterday, I think.
yesterday.
We got a
I
new
watched it
Batman
last
versus
night, yeah.
Superman trailer. Here's a question: can we pause it and then watch it and then record again and talk about it so that we're not talking over it? Because that was very difficult.
Yeah,
And I'm not sure that I was well spoken during it because I was
yeah.
trying
You
to pay attention.
sounded really poor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
Like if I could rate you
Yeah.
on a percentage scale,
You can't, so I'm glad about that.
Right.
But if you could, it would
If
be
I could,
that'd be a nightmare. That'd be
if I could, you
that'd be a
know?
real nightmare. So yeah, all right, we're gonna watch the new Batman vs Superman trailer, and then we're gonna talk about it. So if you're gonna watch it, go ahead and do that.
We watched it.
We watched it. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
Oh my god. Okay, so I first of all, I'm gonna have a lot more to say about this than I had to say
Yeah.
about Civil War.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it as many times. I've only watched it like twice before, just now.
I'll say
Let's run through it. Let's just go through it. Should
yeah.
we do that?
I will say briefly that
Yeah.
watching it today,
Yeah.
I watched it last night on my phone.
Yeah.
I felt much differently about it at that time
Yeah.
than I do right now.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, let's go through it.
All right. So will you pull it up so we can just look at it with no,
Yeah.
just kind of flip through it. So it opens up with. We're just gonna go through this thing. So it opens up with them at a party, like some sort of social function.
It looks like Lex Luthor's
social function. Yeah, right. And Bruce Wayne is getting out of his car, and now one thing I'm not sure about. We're gonna get real geeky, and I'm going to. One thing I'm not sure about. I wouldn't ever judge a performance based on a trailer because that's nonsense. But I'm a little wary of Cavill's Clark Kent.
Really?
It doesn't really strike me. I don't know. I'm curious about it.
Yeah,
it's not
sure.
that I don't like it because I haven't seen it yet, but I'm curious about it. It doesn't immediately strike me as like yes. So we'll see.
Yeah, I really like it.
Okay,
so
interesting.
Far.
Sell me.
He feels like Clark Kent. Like he feels like
Yeah.
he feels like a boy from Kansas.
Okay.
That's I don't know. It's the way he like at the end of Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His voice changes completely.
Sure,
when
yeah.
he puts those glasses on.
Right.
Oh, hi, Lois.
Yeah.
I'm Clark Kent.
Right.
You know, like
right.
and he holds that performance really well.
Yeah.
And I say that to say this.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's voice.
Yeah.
I just picked up on it this time. He's such a suave billionaire
Yes,
guy.
he is.
And it's the juxtaposition of those two voices. This
interesting.
clean-cut American boy
Uh-huh.
and this suave billionaire who's seen some stuff.
You know what's?
It's a swirl that works for me.
You know what's hilarious is these two movies have so many parallels. I mean, what's Captain America and Iron Man? Captain America is America right after World War II, right?
Yeah.
We're victorious, we're inherently good, or that's how we see ourselves. We're not, obviously,
Yeah.
but like we see ourselves as that and all this stuff. This is Superman, right?
Yeah.
Versus a slick billionaire, like the
Wow, yeah.
values of America now, right? Which
Yeah.
is like entrepreneurship and making a lot of money and all this kind of thing. And also kind of being cynical. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Iron Man and Batman are both kind of in that vein.
Totally.
There's a lot of parallels there that are really interesting. And actually, I saw some more in there that I'll talk about in a minute. But so anyway, I'm a little. But I think we both agree that Affleck's Bruce Wayne looks.
Yeah.
And again, I can't judge it because I haven't seen it, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, it
Looks
really
fantastic. Like, yeah.
Are you afraid of it just becoming it too on the nose feeling or something?
what do
like
you-
Clark Kent, like too like
no, I don't think it's that actually. I need to watch it a few more times to figure
Yeah.
out exactly what I think about it.
okay.
I'm not sure.
It feels very Christopher Reeves. Is it Reeves or Reeve?
I don't know. There's George Reeves and Christopher
Reeve. It feels
Yeah.
very Christopher Reeve to me in the sense that like he's just very kind of good old boy.
Okay.
I don't know if you're picking up on the fact that like dude's a British guy trying to play Superman, and that maybe is coming out in his voice.
Maybe so. Yeah.
I don't know,
I
but
need to consider that. But again, I can't judge Affleck's Bruce Wayne performance. But if I had to right now, I would say it sounds awesome. Like, I love his voice.
What's your position on the bat
Bat
vigilante?
vigilante.
Like
Bat
it's very
vigilante.
like it's
Right.
it's a retro
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just really trying to be whatever
Yeah.
average Joe
Right. Which is
American
what,
is, and that's the point of Clark Kent, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. To lose himself in sort of the everyman or
Right.
something like
See,
that.
for me, it feels very intentional and stylized.
Okay.
And I think that's why I like it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't just feel like, but it's kind of reminiscent of Evans' Captain America voice,
Oh yeah. Okay.
kind of.
Sure.
But
And-
this one feels a little bit more dated,
Yeah.
and dated in the sense of, I don't know, like
being that kind of retro,
Right, like a
voice,
New York reporter.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
a reporter in New York
Uh-huh.
City or something in the 40s.
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe part of it, and I'll have to watch it a few more times. I don't know. That's my general knee jerk reaction. But I think maybe part of it is just that he's such a huge buff dude that it's
Uh-huh.
a little hard for me to lose him in the Clark Kent a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's hard for me to see Clark Kent a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll come together. And then we get Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Lex Luthor in
Dude,
this.
let's talk about him.
What's your thought?
I'm really surprised at the take
Yes.
that he's chosen.
Yeah.
And I'm super psyched about it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you've got these two big dudes who are kind of like
Yes.
going at it as far like
Right.
even in this original this thing like
Yeah.
they're talking about like what they think about these
Right.
heroes and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're just kind of like serious with each other.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor comes in
Yes.
and he steals the party. He's
Yeah.
like this. He has this little thing to his
Yeah.
voice, and he's like, "Don't pick a fight with this guy." Like,
Yeah.
and I know people are gonna hate it,
Oh, yeah, they do.
But
already.
I'm pretty excited about it.
I'm okay with it, and I'll tell you why. I'm not like, again, I'm not as. So if I had to rate Affleck, I'm on board. I'm down.
which is really funny.
Which is
like
really
he's the
funny.
guy that everybody like.
he's
dude,
the one I was concerned about.
He's fine.
He's fine. And again, I haven't seen it, so none of this counts as my judgment of the movie. But nevertheless, when I see Lex Luthor, I'm not immediately like yes, but
Uh-huh.
I'm like I feel safe. I feel like I'm in good hands. Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
It's like I don't know what Eisenberg is doing, but I trust him. Does that
And,
make
yeah,
sense?
and for me, I think part of it comes down to the fact that like I've never been a big Superman Lex Luthor
Uh-huh.
fan.
Yeah.
And this is giving me something I can sink my teeth into.
Okay.
Where it's
Interesting.
not just bald business guy that hates
Yeah.
aliens. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
That's boring to me.
Sure.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah. I like the idea here that because Lex Luthor, to some extent, at least my understanding of the character, he's supposed to represent the aspiration to be the best that humans can be.
Right.
And the reason he hates Superman is because Superman represents being better than humans can be.
Right.
And that's almost blasphemy to him. So, like, I like the idea that him trying to be the pinnacle of humanity doesn't involve him being a huge buff guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's the thing that he brings, the thing that he thinks humanity brings, or I guess this take on the character is mental power.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's your brain in
Yeah.
some sense.
And it just works
That's
for me.
cool. Yeah,
it
it
works
works.
for the time we're in because like
Yeah.
dude, Mark Zuckerberg
Right.
is on top of the world.
Right.
The dude's like posting on Facebook saying how like he's going to change the world for his newborn child.
Right.
Like,
right. Yeah. I mean, if somebody is Lex Luthor, it's a Zuckerberg or it's an Elon Musk. I know he gets a lot of Tony Stark, but
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
if
Sure.
somebody is a Lex Luthor, it's somebody with that much power.
Yeah.
Right.
And dude, I watched Superman Returns recently because I hadn't seen it since it came out.
Yeah.
And a lot of the criticisms Man of Steel got were one of the things was like he didn't try to save everybody.
Yeah.
Well, there's a scene.
Yeah, yeah.
First of all, Superman Returns, there's not much Superman in it at all.
Yeah, that's true.
And I love God, what's his name?
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey's take on Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor. Mhm.
But not because of Lex Luthor, but because of Kevin Spacey.
Sure, right.
Because he's just very good.
Kevin Spacey's amazing.
But watching that movie, like, I just was not interested in the dynamic between the two characters.
Yeah.
Because Superman was
That's a great
everything
point.
that was good.
That's a great point.
Lex Luthor was everything that was bad.
Yeah.
And I just
Right.
didn't care.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And
yeah.
there's also a scene where Superman's racing to save Lois Lane and her son, which turns out,
Right.
spoiler alert, turns
Yeah.
out to be Superman's son, right?
Right.
He's racing to save them,
right.
but I don't remember if he hears it or whatever. There's an attack or bad stuff's happening
Yeah.
in Metropolis.
Uh-huh.
So he turns around,
Yeah.
essentially potentially sacrificing the love of his life
Uh-huh.
to save somebody who's falling off of a building.
Right. Yeah.
I call BS, dude.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. True. If you get too much of that good guy.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
get that people were like, he should have tried to save more people in Man of Steel.
Sure.
Sure, he should have.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not interested in that type of character.
Well, and here's the thing. I will support, and I want to get back to the trailer. I don't want to go on a tangent, but I will support, like, David Goyers recently commented about
Right, on the Nerdist.
About Man of Steel. He said that movie could have easily been called Superman Begins, right?
Sure.
Because you don't get Superman as we think of him until the last couple seconds of the movie.
Right.
This is all about an origin of this character. And so it's like, if it's about an origin, that's fine. He doesn't have to be the
Right.
definitive Superman.
And the
You
best
know,
thing that
that's okay.
the best thing that they did was,
Yeah.
and this is one of those versus Marvel things, because Marvel tries to keep all the continuity straight. They try to do
Right.
what's best for the continuity of the characters and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But the thing that they did in Man of Steel was they made it about the story and what they thought this character would actually do in a situation.
Sure, yeah.
They, like, for example, the killing of Zod thing. Mm-hmm. You know, people are like, well, what if he could have just covered his eyes to save that child?
Yeah.
Then what?
Right.
There's no
Right.
there's no little
What are
flying
you-
square that he
Right.
could be thrown into,
Right.
Phantom Zone or whatever.
Right.
There's what
Yeah.
are you gonna do?
Flying square. Yeah, of course.
Like, and first of all, he doesn't know what to do because he's never done this before.
Uh-huh.
And the story is
Yeah.
perfect to where he
Yeah.
has to choose between Kryptonians and human beings.
Yeah.
And he makes his decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. There's quite a few problems with Man of Steel. I'm not saying
Oh,
it's a
absolutely.
perfect movie. It's not my
Absolutely.
favorite movie ever.
Even
but I liked
just in
it.
pacing, there's
But I'm
there's
okay
problems.
with it. I'm going to hold back on complaining about something until something is really bad. And Man of
Right.
Steel was not really bad.
No.
There were parts in it I didn't like. I don't like every time I watch it. But you know that's okay. It's a
Yeah.
superhero movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we got on here. What do
Okay.
we got? What do we got next on this trailer that we watched? So today's just us rambling about stuff we like. So that's
Yeah.
okay. Sometimes we do this. Okay. So you get a
Okay.
show. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, my favorite part of the trailer.
Yeah. Go for
And
it.
this gets me really excited for this Jeff Johns, Ben Affleck, Batman's
Yes. Oh my God.
the Batman.
That's a
movie.
great point. That is
You've
a-
got Batman.
Yeah.
He's back. I think he's been gone for a while. That's
Yeah.
what I'm guessing.
Probably,
because he's an
yeah.
older dude.
Yeah.
And they're pulling from the Frank Miller
Yeah.
comics or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's punishing these villains, dude. He's branding them with a bat.
Branding.
He's
them.
he's using, like, sure, Nolan did the bat's a signal.
Right.
The bat's a symbol.
Yeah.
Well, you know what else is a symbol?
Yeah.
A freaking
Yeah.
bat,
Bat branded
into
someone.
your
Yeah,
chest.
Of course. Yeah.
Dude.
Well, it's a difference about what that symbol means. So in the Nolan movies, that symbol ends up meaning something like the Superman S. It means the hope of a city, right? It means the city pulling itself together and all this stuff. This is a more cynical Batman. You know what I mean?
This means,
is like
this means you cannot do what you're doing.
yeah.
Sure, you're escaping,
Yeah.
criminal justice or whatever,
Yeah.
but you're not
it's
escaping
like
the
I saw
Batman.
there was this meme that said like it had like the Superman S and then and it said this symbol means hope, and then it had the bat symbol and it was like this symbol means you're about to get your ass kicked. I was like that's
true.
pretty funny. Yeah, so the branding thing is cool.
Yeah,
I like
and
the branding thing.
so-
That's pretty fun.
And Clark Kent, he's saying in this trailer, the
Yeah.
Batman thinks he's above the law.
Right.
And Superman really doesn't ever feel that he's above the law,
No, he doesn't.
especially in the
That's
Frank Miller comic books.
true. No, he's sort of a poster boy for
And then you have this
Government.
Gotham-free
the paper that they throw down there. Bat
And
brand of justice.
Bat brand of justice
Yeah.
is the headline. It's
and he's
good.
branded this this guy
Yeah.
with his batarang. Looks like he's just heated it up. So yeah, I love Affleck's voice there. So let's see what we got. We got
Dude,
some good Snyder just visuals.
See, I think that's the thing I like so much about this. Like
Uh-huh.
it may go south.
Sure.
It really might.
Yeah, sure.
But each character is really portraying a take.
Mm-hmm.
They're really picking. They're making choices.
Yeah.
and they're following through with those
True.
choices.
It's true.
Clark Kent is like he's Mr. Midwestern.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
You know what I mean?
Yes, he is.
Batman is this. Oh, I think it's hypocritical. Like
Yeah,
he's just
yeah,
like
yeah.
this suave, like cynical
Yeah.
businessman that dresses
sure.
up like a bat at night and brands
Brands
villains.
people.
He brands.
I mean, that is like
So Good.
It's not okay to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That dude probably, I mean, I'm guessing that dude perpetrated some sort of violence, right? I mean,
Sure.
criminals you would brand probably are violent criminals. But nevertheless, he sees the law as having failed. I mean, it is that Frank Miller sort of thing.
Yeah.
So,
And then you have Lex Luthor, and again, I want to go back to the Kevin Spacey. I love Kevin Spacey, but
Right.
like when you watch that movie again, if you haven't seen it in a while,
yeah, it's been a bit.
and you'll see that like you got the villain and you
Yeah.
got the hero,
Sure.
and it's
They're
just like
they're just cardboard sort of.
it's just
or something.
like super like
Right.
I'm like why would I even
Yeah. I think one thing that's interesting about this film, what it looks like right now anyway, is it looks like if it's done well, and as you say, it could go south, but if
Sure.
it's done well, it could walk that line between being just cardboard good guy, bad guy dynamics, but then also not being just overly sort of cynical or too cool for
Right.
school. You know,
Yeah.
you could
It-
have a genuine...
it just needs to be complex.
right.
I mean,
Yeah, of
look
course.
at like
Complex, yeah, sure.
You want to see a perfect example of complex? Look at Breaking Bad.
Sure, right.
You love Walter White,
Right.
but like, dude's got some problems.
Right. So I hear, I've never
He's
watched
the
that.
quote unquote hero
Yeah.
of this show, but
right,
like,
right.
I want to see Superman make some bad decisions
Of course.
again.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to see them back off for Man of Steel and make Superman save everybody.
Yeah, of
because
course.
he can't.
He
He
can't.
can't just save everybody.
Right, of
He
course.
needs to make some poor decisions. Batman's obviously making some bad decisions,
Yeah.
and I'm rooting him on.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
He's branding
Right,
the bad guys. I
right.
want him to make those
Right,
decisions.
yeah, of course.
Now Lex Luthor seems to be the colorful character in this.
Yeah.
and that's an interesting version.
Oh, yeah.
He's like
Yeah, for
he's
sure.
like this. Looks like he's going to be this like kind of like mad scientist,
And,
and that's pretty.
yeah,
that's
it's-
pretty exciting.
It's interesting. Yeah, skip forward a little bit. Let's keep going here. Let's see. All right. So, yeah, we've seen this in the last. Sorry, I'm trying to keep talking while we're finding new stuff.
okay. Here's Lex's intro. I love bringing people together.
Yeah. He talks like John Mulaney, first of all.
He does.
But
Yeah, he's.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's going to be very memeable.
Yeah, I'm
and,
sure.
and
I'm
people
sure.
are going to be able to
That's
pick
a-
apart the performance on the surface.
It's
But
a
like,
great point.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
But something about that performance, if he's twisted,
Yeah.
makes it that much more interesting. to
Exactly.
me.
And there's a line he has later on where she
Psychotic.
says, "You're psychotic," and he says that's a 3-syllable word for ideas that are too big for small minds or something like
Right.
that.
And
it's
you
like,
can tell,
oof.
like, that's what he
Like,
believes.
yeah, exactly.
like
Exactly.
in Superman Returns,
Yeah.
you don't believe that. I mean, Lex Luthor's trying to, like, the plot of that movie is he's trying to make land so that he can
Right.
rent
Right. And that's because Lex Luthor was originally a land
land guy,
tycoon,
a business, you know,
Exactly.
like-
yeah. But this is going to be a different take. I'm interested. I'm ready for it.
I'm not sure about this underground thing where he pulls Batman's mask off.
I have heard
I've heard that that's a dream
That's
sequence.
what
or
I've heard
something.
too. That's what's going around. So let me say this. Okay, I am excited about Alfred.
Yeah.
Alfred is going to be cool. What is his name? Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
Scar.
Yeah, he looks tough, right?
Yes, he does.
He
It
looks like
awesome.
he's not gonna be tiptoeing around.
No.
First of all, you have to understand this is Bruce Wayne and Alfred on down the line.
on down. Yep,
They've already
exactly.
gone through a lot of stuff.
They have been through
Alfred
some stuff.
stitched
Yeah.
Batman up
Yep.
numerous times.
Yep. And also, it looks like the dynamic of the characters might just be different in general. When he shows up at the beginning to Lex Luthor's thing, he's driving himself. That was one
Yeah.
of the first things I noticed. Like, oh, Alfred's not driving him. You know what I mean? And it ain't
Yeah.
because Alfred's old and frail and can't drive anymore. Alfred's,
Yeah.
Alfred's a hard ass. He looks like,
And he doesn't seem that much older than Bruce.
no, he really doesn't. He
And I
seems,
like that.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool. So Alfred's going to be good. And one line that we just jumped over a second ago that
You going to war?
Well, yeah, you go to war, and then also when Lex is talking to the legislator or the senator or whatever her name is, he says something like the oldest lie in America is that power can be innocent. And I was like,
Right.
that's another parallel between these two movies that's
Right.
coming out. The question of power and the question of how government relates to power
Yeah.
and stuff like I mean, it's awesome. Like, these are just total products of our time, which is going to make them super cool for us.
Right,
You
dude,
know?
like it's just not. Again, these movies aren't meant to be believable or whatever.
Yeah, no.
But like for someone to have so much power, like
yeah.
he can't just make all the right decisions.
No.
He can't save everybody.
Even
That's,
if he wants to,
It's
he
not
won't make all the-
interesting.
Well, and even if he wants to, he won't make all the right decisions. You know
Right.
what I mean? And we think about like people who are thinking about our society right now. These are the conversations we're having. They're not about superheroes, right?
Right.
But more boring and more sad versions of these conversations are conversations that we're having already. So like working this into these fantastical worlds makes it to where we can relate to these
Yeah.
issues more, you know?
and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's also a trend in storytelling. I feel like, I feel like if you think about like fiction, like literary fiction or something,
Yeah.
like none of the characters are black and white. There's
No.
so many gray
The
areas.
deconstruction of the, yeah. Mhm.
And comic books
Yeah.
didn't start that way. And,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people personally who are really upset about this new take on heroes and like
Uh-huh.
things being too dark. Superman
Too
can't
dark.
kill someone.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And if you think
Yeah.
about storytelling in general,
Yeah.
I think you should try and apply what's great about storytelling to these things.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. No, I totally agree. I think bringing some complexity is good. So let's see.
Oh,
Wait.
and dude, the bat voice changer was a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Because you know they weren't gonna Christian Bale voice it again. Like
No.
that was his choice.
It was
And when I first heard it, I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. But then
Yeah.
after a while, it's just like I can't watch it.
Well, okay.
I mean, I can watch it
Have
and,
you-
and I enjoy it.
have
but-
you watched Batman Begins recently?
Yes.
It was good in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it in Batman Begins. Dark
Yeah.
Knight really took
Rattle
it to,
the- yeah, he's
took
like-
it to another level.
He's like, rattle the cages.
cages. It sounded like, yeah, he was just using a deeper voice to
Yeah.
throw people.
But then it,
Yeah, it's just, you know,
where's your trigger?
yeah,
Where is it?
exactly. So
All right.
yeah, so these
You're
two
psychotic.
people fighting.
And dude, the fact that like Batman's looks like his main thing is his grappling hook. Like,
We never have gotten.
dude, it feels like again, hate on Zack Snyder all you want.
Yeah.
Even if you watch this movie and you hate it,
Yeah.
you can't
That's
say that Zack Snyder did not bring Batman to the big screen.
right? I
Like
mean,
what you think of Batman.
this looks like.
Sure, moviegoers who don't read comic books are going to think of Batman in one way, but even
Sure.
just scale, trot back
Skim
onto the
one, yeah.
90s,
Right.
trot back to the 90s
Yeah.
to the animated series, and
Yes.
that's the Batman you're seeing.
That is a great point.
He's grappling. He's got
Right.
the short ears. Like he's
We've never seen Batman use his feet. You know what I mean? He always drives everywhere,
Yeah.
and then he shows up and he punches some people and he drives away. He's a
Right.
commuter Batman that we've gotten so
and then
far.
and then little
that's
little
fine.
bombs drop out of his the wheels, his hubcaps,
Yeah, he
and
kills
kill
people.
people.
Yeah, exactly. Which okay, while we're on the subject, I am a little. I'm not crazy about the sort of militarization of Batman that we've seen in Nolan or this. So he's holding Affleck's holding a gun at the
Right.
end of this one, which I've heard is like a sticky grenade launcher or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't know that makes better. But and then there are gun, what do you call them, turrets or something? Yeah, on the Batmobile,
Yeah.
right? Which you also, do you have that? Yeah, you have rocket launchers shooting out of the tumbler. You have rockets shooting out of the tumbler,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Not crazy about that. I mean, I understand it makes it easier in terms of taking on these big
Right.
spectacle-like villains. But I do wish there was some way we could get away from that. Because
Right.
I like the fact that Batman's aversion to that type of weaponry is part of him.
Right. He's a gadget guy.
And I don't mean that he's like a good guy for that. I mean, I think he might,
Yeah.
if he doesn't want to kill someone and he wants to paralyze them for life and he sees that as being better,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's morally a problem. But like, I like that idea about him, that he's
Right.
averse to those kind of things.
and
So,
but at the same time, like when he's taking on that villain who he brands, He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
know he doesn't approach them with a gun.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
And he throws
like-
batarangs.
and
He
again-
beats them down and brands them.
Exactly. And again, it's not about him being a good guy. He brands them.
Right.
You know, it's not about him being like noble. It's just I like that aspect
Sure.
of the character.
Yeah.
So, wish we could see some more of that. But who knows? Again, this is all judging this trailer and not the movie.
Right, exactly.
So,
and the 2 times we see him with a gun in these trailers.
Yeah.
One is at the thing where they're facing Doomsday.
yeah, exactly.
Like he needs something.
Right.
Like he can't
Exactly.
punch Doomsday.
Exactly.
You can't. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
Superman and Wonder Woman can punch Doomsday.
and that's why it becomes easier to do these big
Right.
spectacle villains
And,
with
yeah.
Batman doing that.
And the second one
Yeah.
is a scene straight out of the comic books, right? Where he's standing on the building with the rifle.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That's straight out of Dark Knight
Yeah,
Returns.
that's out of Dark Knight
And,
Returns.
and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a grappling gun
Yes, in the book it
in
was.
the book.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Zack Snyder is not going to.
Well, yeah.
I mean, dude, watch
he'll
watch
work it
watch the Watchmen.
Yeah.
You-
I'm not concerned Batman's going to shoot anybody and, whatever. And if you want to find comic book precedent for Batman shooting somebody with a real gun, you can find it. So
Yeah, you sure can.
But nevertheless,
Just like you can find Superman breaking the neck of Zod, probably.
yeah, of course you can. Yeah, I think a couple times.
That's not Superman.
All right, so let's see. The Batman Superman fight itself looks awesome. There's some more of that flashback. Let's see.
And I will say,
okay,
let's say this.
Yeah.
What the last trailer we saw where everything was on fire and there was a lot of, it just looked too much for a fight between Batman and Superman.
yeah.
I was upset about it.
Okay,
I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Why,
yeah.
like,
why would these things be blowing up? Yeah.
Because Doomsday.
Because Doomsday. Okay, so let's do Doomsday.
Let's get there.
Let's talk about Doomsday. How do you feel about
When I first saw
How do you feel
Doomsday,
about it? Yeah.
I was upset.
Okay.
First of all, I was upset because it was just like a big spoiler, and I wish I
Right.
hadn't seen it.
Right.
And again, I haven't read many Doomsday comic books.
I think I read Death of Superman, but it's been a long time.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So
I
it
remember
was this
him,
big
but-
CG thing that like just completely changed the tone of what I thought I was getting.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, that's whatever. Like
Sure.
if it's a good movie, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And the look of him is just kind of like, I don't know. It kind of looks like an orc or something.
Yeah,
Like
looks
maybe
like
that's a version of Doomsday you've seen in the comic books. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But when I first saw him, he like the super jump and I don't know. It felt weird to me. It felt like a gag to me when I first watched it.
Okay. How do you feel now?
Now that I've taken a minute to
to process.
it,
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Okay.
I'm okay with it being Doomsday. I like the fact that Superman. First of all, this Doomsday is supposed to be a version of Zod, right?
I think so. I mean,
Like-
he at least uses Zod to make
Right.
Doomsday. It looks like.
I
So-
think it's a good opportunity to give Superman redemption for what he did to Zod in some way.
Interesting.
Like,
Interesting.
because it's Zod's.
That's clever.
You know.
Yeah. I like that.
So I like that. I like the fact that if it's Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman together, they've got to go up against somebody more than Lex. And,
Oh, of
and sure,
course.
they're going against Lex because
Yeah.
Lex, I suppose, makes
In this Doomsday
makes
is sort of a
right.
tool of Lex. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You kind of just can't get away from something huge and fantastical.
I know.
Against
Yeah.
the Trinity.
That's-
You know what I mean?
yes,
If it's a
exactly.
Batman movie, you're not going to see Doomsday.
No,
you're not.
It wouldn't make sense.
It doesn't
wouldn't
make
be good.
sense.
Yeah, of course.
But it's Superman, Wonder Woman, and
Yeah.
Batman.
Right.
And
right.
I remember making peace with the fact that when I heard Superman and Batman,
Yeah.
and Batman's gonna have short ears,
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
indicator of it's gonna go comic book.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
I kind of wish they had saved it.
Okay. That's
the movie?
That's what I'm at. So. Yes, I wish they'd saved it. Because here's another my thought. I was going to say this about Spider-Man when we were talking about Civil War. You don't see Spider-Man.
No.
You don't see any trace of Spider-Man in
But
that.
here's a question.
But he's in there.
But here's a question.
What's that?
Are they going to be selling Spider-Man toys before
Oh,
Civil War comes out?
that's a good point.
Because they will be selling.
That's a good point. They'll be
Doomsday
selling
toys.
Doomsday toys. But, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't pay attention to toys at this point in my life. And maybe I should. But I don't pay attention to them. And so I'm almost like, yeah, but if you put out a toy, it's going to look like a toy. It's not going to look like,
Yeah.
and maybe that's wrong because toy manufacturing is getting really good. But nevertheless, yeah, I wish, part of this comes from my problem with this trailer. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited for the movie. I'm not saying it's going to be my favorite movie ever, but I'm excited for it. This trailer, I was not that excited about.
Yeah.
This trailer felt like the trailer was put together weird. It made me aware that I was watching a trailer,
Right.
That
Well,
I wasn't sure
It
if
feels
I
like
liked
a.
it.
It feels like like the first couple trailers feel like
Yeah,
almost. I hate to even say it, but it feels like the art piece that is this movie. This trailer feels like, okay, let's appeal to everybody. Let's bring the big monster in. Let's put the jokes in.
give him some Batman voice. Give him some Lex scenes.
Right, and
Yeah.
it feels like a studio move to me.
It does. Yeah,
It feels like a weird mismatch of tones.
yes. Tone
that
is
don't
weird.
really work, and I don't know that this is Zack Snyder's cut of the trailer.
Well, and see, I'm wondering, for any of our listeners who actually have made it this far and care about this stuff, I'm wondering how our listeners will feel about us saying this, because we've been saying mostly positive things about what we think the
But
movie's going
here's
to be
the thing.
like.
We're looking
you know,
at it under a microscope. We're looking at
Right.
the pieces that I
Yeah.
think are going to
Yes,
really
that's
be
true.
interesting to watch.
That's a good point.
I'm excited about whatever this thing is going to be as a whole.
Right,
But
right.
as a trailer, if I
Yeah.
only saw the trailer, I'm like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It feels
See,
weird. It
the-
takes a weird turn.
The other trailers made me think about the movie.
Yeah.
This trailer makes me think about the fact that this is a trailer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when I
Yeah.
was watching the first couple of the trailers or the teaser in the trailer, I was thinking, man, that's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see that. This one, I'm thinking, I had to get over the fact that I didn't like how it was cut together.
Yeah.
To be in the mindset of being excited to see the movie. So we do get some Wonder Woman in here,
And here's
that's the other thing we should.
That's
talk
true.
about. But go
here's
ahead.
the thing about the trailer for me.
Uh-huh.
I was psyched about the movie
Yeah.
when I saw the last two trailers.
Yeah.
Especially the second one where they start to really give you bits and pieces of what's going on.
Yeah.
This trailer made me really excited for the first two acts of this movie.
Interesting.
Really excited. The third act,
Yeah.
maybe they do well with it.
Sure.
And I typically have trouble with for Hollywood big studio
Yeah.
pictures.
Third acts,
act.
yeah.
The third act is where
It's
I'm
a
just
tough thing to do.
It is a tough thing to do
It's
because
tough.
the first two acts are like it's like character stuff, and you're learning about this world, and
Yep.
things feel good and solid.
Yeah.
The third act has to be this like ha ha la 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 da 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 ha ha.
Yeah.
And
It
third
has to-
act, Doomsday's not going to come in until the last
Yeah.
20 minutes of this movie.
Right.
And I guarantee you it will be a 30-minute fight scene between the three. It will be. It's
It
just
will
going to be.
Yeah. It's almost like third acts cater to lowest common denominators.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
I mean, not to like crap
All
on
you stupids.
I was gonna say not to crap on anybody whose favorite part of all these movies is the third act and the punching scenes and stuff like that, but that's not really. If you could get away with, I want tension,
Right.
and I want climax.
Yeah.
But if you could get away with it without all that, I would be fine with it.
Sure.
Like if you give me The Batman with Jeff Johns and Ben Affleck co-writing, and it's got Jared Leto's Joker in it if he does a good job, and
Yeah.
it's sort of gritty and smaller scale, I'm down.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Make
all
it.
the pieces are there to
Yeah.
make something really, really cool.
If the threat is that 15 civilians die and that's it, you know what I mean?
Right.
That can be as much of a threat as Doomsday raking down the side of
Totally.
a building. You know?
It's the
Yeah.
same thing. The listeners don't know this, but we were sitting in the other studio earlier talking about the Terminator movies.
Right.
And there's something about Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, just like, Star Wars is a bad example, but where Terminator Genesis, which you haven't seen, feels like this bigger, badder, polished version of those first two movies. And you don't need that. If you made a movie that was aesthetically like Terminator 2,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
was just a different but
Sure.
good story.
Yep.
That's better.
Yeah.
And people don't know that they want that, but I feel like people want that.
Yeah, I think-
they want that simplicity
Sure.
back in movies.
Right.
And that when I saw Doomsday, that's what my fear was. Is like, oh no,
Yeah.
there's the gloss.
There it
there's
is.
the polish.
There's
that
this.
is.
Yeah.
But on the other hand,
Yeah.
let's go over to the other hand. My left hand.
Your
per
left
se.
hand. Yeah.
I don't read a lot of like big team up books. I read a lot of more smaller comic books.
Yeah.
But Zack Snyder's putting Doomsday in a blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Pretty
It is cool. Yeah, it is cool.
Like he's doing it comic book style.
It is cool.
He's not just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I do. And actually, interestingly enough, I think if it's done well, and especially when we look to Justice League and stuff like that,
Yeah.
if those books are done well, they could get me pumped about those larger sort of galactic scale comic books
Yeah.
that right now I kind of don't care about.
Sure.
I like small scale, street level stuff.
Yeah. I think it's imperative that we get a Batman movie sooner than later.
Oh, yeah.
Because we need to.
I'm
to
sure
see.
Warner Brothers feels that way too.
Yeah, we need to see Affleck in his element.
I think
because
so.
Obviously this movie's going to take him out of his element.
Yeah.
One of the coolest lines in the trailer is that Superman says, "Listen, if I wanted to kill you, or if I wanted it,
Yes.
whatever it was,
Yeah.
you would be dead.
You'd be dead. Yeah.
And he's just being honest. He's like, listen,
Yeah.
that's the best thing about Superman and Batman. The reason their
Yeah.
fight works in any of the comics they fight in
Yeah.
is because they respect each other, and Batman knows how to get to Superman.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
and Superman knows that he will never. He would never and could never kill his
Yeah.
best friend.
Oh, right,
And
right.
sure, they're not there yet in this
Right.
movie.
Yeah.
But there's a bromance blossoming.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What else we got? Oh, Wonder Woman. I want to talk
Wonder
about
Woman,
Wonder Woman. Yeah. I think it's awesome. I'm ready. I've seen a couple of leaked photos from the Wonder Woman film that's going to be coming out.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
I haven't,
It's
no.
like a period piece.
That's right. I have
Yes.
seen those.
Yes.
Chris
Pine.
Pine.
Yeah.
He's playing
Yeah. What's his name? God, what is his name? I should know
Steven
that.
Trevor.
Yes.
Trevor or something.
Somebody's shouting at their podcast thing right now.
I know, we got-
yeah, I don't know. I don't know his name. I forget. I know who he is. I know the character.
I think it's Steve Trevor.
something like that. It's close. It's close to that.
I'm gonna hate myself.
We're gonna
when
go
I
with
look it up
Steve
later.
Trevor.
I'm either gonna fist pump or I'm gonna thumbs down
yeah,
myself.
but she's gonna. Yeah, so she's gonna
And
do that, which
again,
will be cool
for
That'll
me.
be great.
Looking at this trailer, it's very different seeing Wonder Woman in this trailer
Yeah.
and then imagining what her role in the movie is actually going to be.
Sure, yeah.
because she's not just gonna be at the
Yeah,
end. Like you don't
right.
see her in the trailer other than when she's just
The
kind of
end.
there, and her shield
Yeah.
saves Batman
True.
from Doomsday's
True.
monster blast.
Yeah.
And that's wild and fantastical, but it
Yeah.
works. But if you don't get any build up to Wonder Woman's here, she knows what's going on, and she will be there to say. And I want to know that that's going to happen for that to work for me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Not Wonder Woman as a character, but Wonder
Yeah.
Woman as in her role in this movie.
Right.
Like in the trailer, it feels very much like, oh, and guess what?
Yeah. Yeah. Here
Wink.
comes
Wonder
Woman.
Woman's
Yeah.
here too, and I don't think it's going to be that way because I've seen
Yeah.
there's
shots
photos
of her.
of her
Yeah.
in her civilian clothing,
Civilian, yep, yep.
speaking with Bruce Wayne and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
No, I'm okay. So, is there anything else? Any big points we didn't talk about? I think we hit pretty much everything.
Yeah, I think
Is there? So you get some Michael Shannon, which is cool.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So he makes Doomsday. Let's see.
Dude, that
What else? Okay.
Whenever
you get the Godzilla roar.
yeah.
And then you get Doomsday raking down the side of a building, and then a dust cloud coming out.
Yeah.
I wish they had cut it right there and not done anything else. A little
Totally.
bit. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Just it confirms it for those who are curious, and it builds curiosity for those who
Boom.
don't know. Don't have him slide out.
It's this
and let us-
image right here,
it's
this
that's-
close up.
Yes.
That really
That's-
that was the moment I'm like,
yeah.
ugh.
Maybe don't show me that. So anyway,
You know what else I really like about Batman's suit that I think people are iffy about?
What's that?
His mask looks like just like the rubber masks you'd buy as a kid.
Yeah.
It looks like a really good version of that.
Yeah, it does.
because that's what it would be.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, sure.
It's not straight off the page of the comic book because
Yeah.
on the comic book it's this really weird, perfectly form fitting cloth. that-
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
But like, look at this.
Well, and
frame
I also like.
specifically.
Actually, I also like about his mask, the Batman mask. That
You know what I mean? He's got like the angry eyes.
He's
and,
got
like,
the Adam West, or not Adam West, but Who am I? Which one am I talking about?
Michael Keaton?
Maybe Michael Keaton. I don't know. He's got eyebrows. on his
And
thing.
look how his suit
And then-
wrinkles up,
yeah,
dude. That's
man,
so
that's
radical.
awesome. And then like
'Cause it's like this
and then like
clothy thing.
also look at how his. Like you can tell whose face that is, but still the mask is not shaped like Ben Affleck's face. You know what I mean?
No, it's shaped like Batman's
it's
face.
shaped like Batman's face, and like his neck is too thick and stuff. Like that just makes sense because he doesn't want people to know who he is. I don't know.
Oh, and dude, you know what's kind of great about it?
What's that?
Look at the look on Batman's face after he gets saved. Hold
Right.
on, just give it a second. Boom.
Yeah.
His
sure.
hands were up in front of his face
Yeah, he thought he was gonna die
because he thought he was going to die.
Thought he was dead. Yeah, of course.
What are you going to you put
Yeah.
your hand like he looks afraid.
You put your hands up. He's a human,
and that's so good.
yeah, it's great.
I like that. It's good to see that.
So I do wish. All right. So just to recap the trailer, not to recap the trailer, but just to pass judgment on the trailer
Dude,
one more
look
time.
At, look at Wonder Woman's hair flowing in the
Yeah.
wind. That's just like Superman's.
Yeah, and then we get, and a lot of people I read were upset about the comedy in this. There's a little clever line of,
Yeah,
I thought she was with
She
you.
with you? Like,
yeah, I thought she was with you.
I mean, but like,
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it.
That doesn't
And
bother me.
think about it in context.
Yeah,
This Superwoman kind of character,
Uh-huh.
Batman's going to assume that Superman's involved, right?
The line makes sense on that
It
level.
makes sense, and it's like,
The one level on which I don't think that line does make sense is
Uh-huh.
that it's in this trailer. That's
Right.
my only.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, that will totally work in the movie, I bet. But in this trailer, it just plays weird. Pick a tone. Like whoever cut this trailer together, I would just say, you know, I'm pumped about the movie, but you didn't really help me in that process very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
It's just that I've seen footage from it, and so I'm pumped about it. All right. Anything else we need to cover on that?
I mean,
We've talked.
I thought it was interesting. The score choice for this was
Yeah.
was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's super repetitive.
Uh-huh.
You don't get the Batman theme, which is what I was
Yeah.
hoping for. I was
Right.
hoping to get the Batman theme, like
Right.
Junkie XL's Batman theme.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I'm just as excited as I was.
Yeah.
Kind of have to expect that third act of. I mean,
Yeah,
it can't be
it
just
can't
the
be
whole
anything
movie
else.
can't just be a big fight between Batman and Superman.
Right,
It just
right.
can't.
Yeah,
you
right.
have to see them team up
Uh-huh.
against something.
Because it's the dawn of justice.
You have to. You have to.
Of course.
Yeah.
You need something that does that function for him, and Lex Luthor's not going to do it.
Yeah. It's just it's just going to be hard to make Doomsday look.
Yeah, it is.
You can't do him practically.
No,
You know what I mean?
can't. Yeah, it's true.
Um,
I mean, you know what? With all the problems I have with the trailer itself, I'm excited about this movie. Contrary to what I've heard a lot of my geekier friends say.
Right.
Let me be honest. A lot of people not psyched about this. I think it's cool not to like this movie already.
It's very cool not to like
It's
this
very
movie.
cool not to like this movie,
And
but I like this movie. I like
I want to know
what we're seeing.
I
want to
know what these same people think about like the comic books.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Like read the comic books, like the Justice League comic books. It's kind of like what we see in those trailers.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, you can
It's-
nitpick anything.
It's not the golden age
But-
of comic books anymore.
Right.
Things aren't happy-go-lucky. Things are
Right.
dark and
Sure.
dark and gritty in its sense is like it's like a trigger word
Yeah.
or trigger words.
Yeah.
But I mean, like things suck.
I don't want
Things suck.
Things suck. I will not identify with Christopher Reeve at this point.
No.
I just won't.
No.
Like it's cool, but that movie was awesome. It was the gold standard for a long time, but it's kind of a comedy. It's kind of an action comedy,
Right.
you know, and that's fine, but that's just not what I'm interested in
Right.
now.
I mean, and Marvel has done that.
That's okay
well
with Ant-Man,
some of, like
you know?
Ant-Man was a
Yeah,
comedy.
Sure. That's great. but
I hear the new Spider-Man movie is gonna
sure.
kind of
John Hughesy. Yeah.
you're gonna fall more in the comedy. But think about Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man movie.
Uh-huh.
That was a comedy.
Sure, yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. Sure.
And,
that's-
it works for some characters.
It does work for some characters. Putting Batman, especially as the lead character in this, which, you know, I have my own issues with, but
Yeah.
but you know, it's not going to work for this comedy. To be
Yeah.
to be a comedy with heroic or action moments is not going to work for this. It needs to be an action film.
Yeah.
Maybe with some comedic lines here and there.
Yeah,
you know.
totally.
But I'm interested. I think it's going to be
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, there's a great writer.
Yeah, true.
There's some really killer
True.
actors.
Yep.
And
You
this
do-
trailer
yeah.
is obviously a product of marketing.
Yeah, it
you know
seems
what I
that way.
mean? Like,
Mhm. Yeah. That's one thing
you
Warner
can't say this
Brothers-
movie's going to suck based on its trailer.
Right.
You
And
just
it-
can't.
It may suck.
And
Don't
it
get me
might.
wrong. It might suck. Yeah, I don't want to say
It really might.
I'm not sold out to it. I'm
No.
reserving judgment, but from the clips that we see, I'm pumped about
Right,
those.
and
I think those are
I'm
cool.
I'm even sold out on some of the decisions.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
I'm completely on board
Yeah.
with some of the decisions.
Sure.
It may not work together.
It may not work. We'll see. We'll see what
But-
happens. Yeah. But I think that's good.
There's a lot going on for it.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Should we announce the winners of?
We should announce and we should read. So you've stuck around this long, listeners. We're getting ready to announce the winners of and read the winners of the 2 tickets to go see Star Wars: The Force Awakens with us. And here in a couple of weeks here in Louisville, we had a pretty funny few reviews on there. So we're going to read the winners, and yeah, they'll get 2 tickets. We'll be contacting them, and they'll get 2 tickets. So.
Reviews.
Can you find it?
Reviews.
Yeah. I had a couple of things I wanted to plug, but I'm going to save them for next time because I don't know. Oh, while you're looking that up, we have a cool. Hopefully this will stick unless anybody's schedule changes. We're going to have the guys from Damn Good Podcast on here in a couple of weeks, and so
Totally.
should have some fun. Have some fun with those guys. Very funny guys, improv troupe. So yeah, be looking out for that.
And I'm just going to be completely honest
Do it.
with this review section.
Do it, please.
The turnout as far as people actually trying to get tickets to this movie was
Yeah.
a little disappointing.
It was a little low. You can't
and-
give these Star Wars tickets away.
I know.
Maybe it's not going to be that good.
It's surprising to me because we have a listener base.
yeah.
Plenty of
Somebody's
people
hearing this. Yeah.
Plenty of people listen, and it's a chance that maybe like in Louisville it's a smaller number of people.
Right.
Maybe
That's
it's more
possible.
scattered.
Yeah, that's possible.
But dude, I would
Yeah.
kill this to get free Star Wars tickets.
Sure,
First of
yeah.
all, it's difficult to get tickets right now.
Yeah.
For even the first few days of Star Wars.
Sure.
They're sold out everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Second of all, you don't have to pay
You don't have to pay anything.
$13 a ticket.
Yeah. But I imagine we do have some listeners outside of Louisville who, you know what I mean? I
sure.
bet we do.
I'm sure we have plenty outside.
Yeah, I bet that's what it is.
So this review is titled.
Who's it from, first of all?
It's from Turd Fury.
Good.
Turd is spelled with an I.
Okay, well, okay. All right then.
Okay. The title of the review is
Yeah.
#TruthWins.
Good.
Have you read this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
Just making sure I didn't pick it. There were a couple, but this
Yeah.
one is.
Yeah.
And the review is, this podcast is like a hemorrhoidal jam band. It's kind of uncomfortable, but you can't stop listening.
A hemorrhoidal jam band. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, hemorrhoids are really uncomfortable.
Oh, that's true. So are jam bands sometimes.
Jam bands are very uncomfortable, and I think the reason I liked it so much is because I remember when I lived in Nashville,
Yeah.
you took me to go see a jam
We
band.
went to see a jam band.
and
yeah.
everyone was having such a good time,
Yep.
and I just didn't get it.
Yeah. Now that jam band I could get into, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, they
I
were
understand.
fine.
Yeah. Right.
They were fine. It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
I feel like in order to really get into it, you might have to be experiencing some sort of either be like super buzzed or like on some psychedelics. Or something.
Right. Or just feeling really communal.
Right,
At the time.
yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
And I just wasn't.
Right. Understandable.
And I'm like, yeah, they're good.
So
They're
jam bands are uncomfortable as well.
Yeah.
As hemorrhoids.
They're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And they can be good, but they're uncomfortable.
Right.
So,
So there you go.
congratulations, Turd Fury, for your 2 tickets.
And for the name your parents gave you. That's really nice. It's really, really nice. Before we get out of here, as per usual, got to say we are part of the DNN, the Destination Nation Network. So make sure to check out all the other
Dude,
DNN
the first time we
podcasts.
had Brian and Eric on the podcast,
yeah.
I did the intro, and that was way before we teamed up with
Right, we were not a part of
that.
them. Yeah.
And during the intro, I called them the DDN.
no, that's right.
First of all, it was like 8
I
o'clock in the
remember
morning
that.
when
I
I recorded
remember
it.
that.
Second of all, I'm like,
Yeah.
I just didn't have the snap of it
Sure,
yet. done.
yeah. So yeah, we're part of the DNN, and so go check out all their stuff, all the podcasts, as well as YouTube shows. Bagged and Board, the new episode is up. Check that out. And if you're in Louisville, if you're in the surrounding area, make a trip into the Destination Comic Shop and buy yourself some comic books there. I did that the other day. I spent way more money than I should have.
Did you go Saturday?
I did go Saturday. And
Good deals?
I picked up all my pulls. Yeah, there were good deals. And then they were having like a 20% off everything sale at that point. And so I ordered a book from them and prepaid to get the price that day. And so
Yeah.
I spent way more money than I should have. But I feel great about it. So
Good.
let me be honest.
Good.
It has enriched my life. So
We here at the
I would
Villain
recommend
District
that to everybody.
podcast are big fans of storytelling in general.
that's right.
Whether it is the story you might tell in song, or the way in which you
Right.
watch a film, or read a
Right.
comic book, or even read a nice piece of literature.
That's right. Some might say comic books are literature, Joe. But
Some might.
Yeah.
Go buy you some stuff.
Go buy you some stuff,
Buy
everybody.
some.
Yeah.
What's our time here?
I have no idea what
We're past an hour. We got
Are
to get
we?
out of here.
Yeah, we gotta go. It's been a pleasure talking to y'all ad nauseum about the Batman versus Superman trailer. Next time I want to talk about, and I don't know if we'll do this next time, but next time it's just me and you hanging out. I want to talk about Jessica Jones with you.
Yeah.
And then also,
I'm 3 episodes in, so I need to...
okay, you need to catch up. And then
Yeah.
also, there's a couple of things, a couple other things I want to talk about. So yeah,
Okay.
that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Okay.
We have some good guests coming up, so make sure you listen. Joe, you done real good.
Sure did.
Yep. So did Ben Affleck.
Yep.
So
See ya.
bye, Ben Affleck.
Thank you for listening. DNN. 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 DNN.